what's up? Welcome back. If you're new here or you don't recognize my face, hi, my name is Melissa. I am a YouTube vlogger. I vlog about weight loss, my gastric sleeve journey, and school and life and just all the things going on. So if you are interested in any of the above topics that I just mentioned, make sure you go ahead and give this channel a like, a thumbs up, whatever it's called. Subscribe so you don't miss any future videos, and leave me a comment down below of things that you'd like to see. My channel is still growing, so the beauty of that is that I can still read all your comments and take all that information in and try to do what you guys want to see. So yeah, alright, now that my spiel's out of the way, let's go ahead and get started with this week. So I'd mentioned on social media a couple different platforms that I have COVID. I still am in the recovery process. I'm doing a lot better than I was a week ago. So that's good. Knock on wood, right? Nothing severe really happened. There were some days that I did feel absolutely miserable, like didn't get out of bed, like only got out of bed to go to the bathroom and like go back to bed. This was a bit of a challenge, particularly this week, because this was my first week of college. So for those of you that don't know, I actually decided that I was going to go back to college. I started on the 25th, I think, so just this past week. So I've finished my first week finally. There were some days that I had Zoom lectures and I would just check into my Zoom lecture and then I would turn off my camera and my mic and I'd go lay down. So, I don't recommend doing that all the time, obviously, but especially the first week, it's really important. Sorry, my phone's going off. I should always turn off my phone before I do these videos, but whatever. Anyway, we're rolling with it, right? So I obviously, the goal is to, go to lecture and actually as if you were going in class, but luckily for most of my classes, my professor does just record them, so I was able to go back and look at what I needed to look at, but I'm obviously doing a little bit better now. I'm a little nasally still this morning and still a little winded, still pretty tired, to be honest, just from recovering. I officially am out of quarantine on the 4th. I've obviously been off work. Update on that, I basically had my first week on the job, and then I think it was Thursday of that week, my doctor calls me and says, hey, I hate to have to do this to you your first week, but one of our staff members that you've been working with, my manager, came back COVID positive. And I was like, awesome, that's awesome. And at first I thought I didn't have it, but I remember that morning waking up thinking I had like some sort of sinus infection, because I had a really bad headache and my nose was all stuffed up, and I was like, oh man, I was, I could have been 1,000 things. I was like, sinus infection, or I'm stressed out, maybe I'm not drinking enough water because I haven't been drinking enough water. And so I just thought, it's not COVID, and then I went and got a test the next day, because I was able to get in, and it came back positive. So I've been off work since then. Luckily, I am paid for my time off. I thought that was amazing because honestly, I'd only been there a week and I wasn't really expecting it. But I work with a phenomenal clinic, phenomenal doctors. They're so caring, and I'm really happy where I'm at. Everyone communicates great. I love my clients. I mean, it's just awesome. I'm so happy doing what I do. And, I was very surprised because I would say quite a different experience as my last veterinary receptionist position. And I would say, in the beginning I was pretty happy. But towards the end of that, it got to be pretty miserable. And this clinic, I cannot sing its praises enough. It's honestly just the best job I've ever had. So thank you. If anybody knows who I am and watching this, you know, just on the off chance. I doubt it, but thank you. You guys, awesome. You guys are awesome. You rock. So that being said, my subject for today is I wanted to talk about regain. I I mentioned this in another video, but I kind of like slid it under the rug and I hid it. And also too, I was fairly new out from surgery, so I really did just kind of chalk it up to my body kind of freaking out and figuring stuff out, basically. Because if you guys remember, I had a week, I think it was like week 3 or 4, I can't remember exactly, but I had a week where I'd gained like 10 pounds, and then the following week I had lost like 20 pounds in a week, and that's usually pretty abnormal for, you know, anybody, even somebody who's had weight loss surgery. So I just kind of chalked it up to my body figuring stuff out. So we have had another regain. Not a significant one, but I mean, honestly, I don't know. I think any regain, especially like this early on, is significant. So I definitely need to, you know, get back on track. And that's just the problem. It's just I haven't been on track. I've been, you know, sick. had gotten comfortable. I've just not been doing all the things that I need to be doing. So I weighed myself this morning and I'm at 280.2. So I've had about a 3-pound gain. I weighed myself on Friday, when I had my doctor's appointment, and I was at 277. So about 3 pounds. And I know for some of you, you're probably like, Melissa, 3 pounds? Like, really? Why are you even questioning this right now? And normally for like a normal person, 3 pounds is not a big deal, but for somebody who just had weight loss surgery 3 months ago, 3 pounds is an issue, you know. It's something, typically that means that person's not doing what they're supposed to. And making this more personal, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to, just 100%. I would say that I have good days and bad days. I think lately I've had more bad days than good days. I've had a lot of problems in the last few weeks or so with my blood sugar. So they were just kind of a lot like all over the place. I was having very severe lows, and then I would have very high highs in the morning, like over 400. And so I did have an appointment with an endocrinologist about a week ago, and we made adjustments to my insulin. I couldn't think of the word. I'm like, what do I take? Sorry guys, it's still 8 o'clock in the morning here on a Sunday, so I haven't even had my coffee yet for the day. But we did make some insulin adjustments. I am taking about half of the amount of insulin that I used to, which is awesome. My doctor did mention that, you know, as my weight continues to drop, that my insulin use will drop as well. Which was really surprising for me, because honestly, I just kind of thought that like after I got the surgery, like my body would just magically not need, you know, the concentrated insulin anymore. And that doesn't seem to be the case. Like, I'm still on U500. I'm on a lot less of it than I used to be, but I'm still on it. And, you know, I've learned that it's a much slower process than kind of envisioned. You know, I didn't just wake up the next day after surgery and like automatically not need like, you know, any insulin. So, but yeah, so I have been struggling a little bit with blood sugars. I know that can keep or affect your weight loss as well too, because obviously when your blood sugars are fluctuating like crazy, your body is going to put on weight, or at least my body will. I've heard some people lose weight over a period of time. Me personally, when my blood sugars are like up and down, I gain weight. So I know that probably has something to do with it too. My endocrinologist was telling me something interesting, that she believes what's happening is because I would drop super low at night. Like, I would wake up in the morning super high, I'd drop super low at night. And it was always like 2 or 3 times a day, but like mostly at night. So like any time after like 3 o'clock, I'd be pretty much in the 50s. And so she said that my body was actually overcompensating, because what would happen is I'd go to bed, I'd bring my blood sugar up, I'd go to bed around 70 or 80, and then I would drop again in the middle of the night, scaring the crap out of my boyfriend. But I would drop again in the middle of the night, and I dropped to like 50, and so I would have to, you know, have some juice or something. Usually my boyfriend, if he's here, he'll get me juice or something to wake me up, and get my blood sugar up. But then what would happen is I'd wake up in the morning and I'd be like 400 or 500. And so what she thinks is happening, or actually she probably, I mean, really she's spot on. So what's happening is that my blood sugar is dropping in the middle of the night, right? But then my body is overcompensating for that low. So like I'm correcting it with juice, but my body's like, cool, let's like dump all the sugar in her body. And then by the time I wake up in the morning, it's 400 or 500. So, and she is contributing that to just being on too much insulin. So we've dropped my insulin levels, which is awesome. And we're kind of just taking it one day at a time. We're going from there. Now my appointment with my surgeon, the PA or whatever, so there's a lot. So I was supposed to have a 6-week appointment follow-up. I did not. I tried calling, and we were playing phone tag, and then I called them 3 or 4 times, and then they didn't call me back. So I finally got a hold of somebody last week. And I was like, hey, you know what? I need to make an appointment. I need to check in with a dietitian. I need to do something, because not that I was struggling or having problems, but I was just concerned that I was losing weight too quickly, because I had lost a lot of weight. Luckily, that is not the case. She said that that's pretty normal, the amount of weight that I lost, and I'm on track with my weight loss, so that's great. We did discuss diet. I'm close to the mark, but I'm not quite there. So she wants me to do about 80 grams of protein a day, which I kind of knew in the back of my head, but like, I just, honestly, it's really hard for me to get in 80 grams of protein every day. I need to up my water intake, because I'm only having maybe 1 bottle of water a day, which I know, it's not great. And then I also need to rein in my calories. So my calorie intake is about 1,300 to 1,500 grams, which honestly, I know, again, you know, we're talking about the normal 2,000 calorie diet. We don't do that anymore. So 13 to 1,500 calories is a lot of calories. And so she would like me to bring that down to about 1,000. So we're going to do that. Again, I'm not like, you know, way off and eating like 2,500 calories or something, but I'm just it's little changes that I need to make and just, you know, do better at. And honestly, if I've eaten 1,500 calories in a day, I've eaten a lot of food in that day. Like, I've been like nonstop. And then the other thing that she had mentioned was that she would like me, because she asked me how many carbohydrates that I was having in a day, and I estimated about 60 to 80. She'd like me to drop that down to between 40 and 50. Now, she did say that she wanted me to consult with my endocrinologist on this as well, because she does know that I'm type 1, and so that makes things a little trickier for us. I don't think my endocrinologist is necessarily going to have a problem with that. I just think it's going to be more of, we need to be more diligent about my insulin regimen and keep dropping it, because I'm sure when I'm eating less carbs, my blood sugars are going to drop. So, and obviously if my blood sugar is low, I need to treat that. So I'm going to treat that with whatever I need to do. But if we can get my insulin back down to where my blood sugars are more stabilized and normal, then that will obviously help me overall with the weight loss. So, so yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I wanted to bring up the weight gain because, one, it's obviously it's what's happening in my life. So, I felt like it was very important to talk about the weight gain this time around, because even though it wasn't a lot of pounds, Again, any sort of weight gain, especially in this particular time period, is, is significant. And so I want to, for anybody that's interested in doing this gastric sleeve journey, or, gastric bypass, or just weight loss in general, to be honest, there are some pitfalls that you can easily fall into that I honestly thought in my head that would never happen, but they happened. And the first one is being comfortable. Like, eventually, like, when you start out in this weight loss journey, right, you're very gung-ho, you're excited, you're like, yes, and then you start losing weight, and then you're like, awesome, I'm losing weight, you feel good about yourself, everything's going wonderfully, right? But then we get comfortable. I got comfortable. I'm like, these things are going so well, I'm gonna be fine, I don't really need to do, all the things. And so I started I got lazy. Now I'm giving myself a little grace this past week, because honestly, I haven't been feeling well. I have been doing a lot of soups and kind of just trying to survive at this point. But these habits I've instilled long before I got COVID. So I haven't been prepping my food anymore. I don't plan out my meals. I haven't been drinking enough water. I've been eating a lot more fast food than I probably should. And I'm not eating fast food every day, but I would say maybe once or twice every other week or so. Which, again, for most people, not a huge deal. When you're a weight loss patient, weight loss surgery patient, kind of is. So, and it's just like, fast food really just isn't good for anybody. Like, I don't really care who you are. I don't care if you're 110 pounds and are in perfect health. It's just not good. It's very greasy and oily. It clogs up your arteries. So if anybody, if they eat that over a long period of time, yeah, you're going to start to see some health problems. So, I know that it's not good for me. I been having a hard time staying away from it, because again, it's just gotten really easy, because I think in my head mentally, I'm just like, oh, well, I'm eating such a small amount of food anyways, it doesn't matter what I eat. That is wrong. That is so wrong. Quality, not quantity. That is very important. I have to remember that going forward. It does matter what I put into my mouth. It does matter that I had a handful of French fries. It does matter that I went and I had that cookie from work or whatever. Everything counts. Every little thing counts. So I have to remember that. The other thing that I'm still struggling with is my sugar intake, and mostly soda. I will say, to give myself a little credit, that I haven't bought any more soda. I haven't bought any more 2 liters or anything like that. I do still have 2 liters in my house, though, because it was back from, I don't know, months ago when I went on a soda binge or whatever. So they're still in my house. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give them to my mom or to a neighbor or to somebody that can use them. If I am going to drink soda, I'm going to make sure that it's diet, because although I know that drinking soda is really not what you should be doing after surgery anyway, I know that at least if it's diet, I'm not getting the calories and the empty calories from drinking a Coke or a Sprite or whatever. So I am going to at least do that for myself. And I was trying to think, the other thing, I'm not getting enough protein. Protein is honestly a game changer, especially when you're trying to lose weight, and especially now. And I'm not getting enough protein, so I need to increase that by probably double, honestly, because I'm only probably getting about 30 to 40 grams a day, which is not enough. So yeah, and then my water intake, I definitely need to increase my water. So just, I think I've showed you guys this a couple times, but I have that Verytastic Pal app or not Berrytastic Pal, it's just called Berrytastic. But I have the app where I've actually been trying to track my food. I haven't obviously lately because I've gotten out of the habit of doing it, but tracking my food is going to be something that's going to be vital and important to me. I know there's a couple people that I've talked to that said that they don't track their food because it becomes like an obsession for them, and I totally get that. But for me, I'm one of those people that definitely likes to have the data. Like, I need the data, I need the information to analyze what it is that I'm doing wrong. And so for me, I don't think it'll become an obsessive quality, but it's more just a tool to guide me and say, okay, cool, this is what we did today, this is what we did this week, what can we do better? And I think as long as you're using those food apps in that manner, then it can be very positive and successful. The other thing that I've been slipping up on a little bit is vitamins. So vitamins are so important, especially after weight loss surgery, because we have absorption issues, and as well, we just typically don't have enough food intake to be able to get all of our resources from the food that we eat. So, and I haven't been too bad about vitamins. I'd say I take them at least 99 or 95% of the time. But there's like a couple times in the last week or so that I've just forgotten to take them. I have a routine, guys, so I'm going to recommend this to anybody. Take your vitamins first thing in the morning. Just take them. Just do it. You think you're going to remember later, and you're not. I guarantee you're not, because I do the same thing, and that's what happens. When I don't take my vitamins in the morning and I say, I'm too busy, I'm going to take them later, I forget. I don't take them later. And I even have a reminder set on my phone. It's crazy. I know myself. I need to get up, go to the bathroom, take my insulin, check my blood sugar, and the next thing I'm doing is I'm grabbing my vitamins, because I will forget if I don't. So please, guys, if you're taking vitamins, if you've had bariatric surgery and you're not taking vitamins, get vitamins. Take them first thing in the morning. You will not regret it, I promise. And the other thing that I do, so I do those bariatric boxes and bariatric pal boxes and stuff. So this is something that I got in one of my boxes. They're vitamin D patches. And so I'm wearing one actually today just to try it out. That's what it looks like. It's just clear. I'm going to start wearing these and see if I feel any different, because I know my vitamin D is always low, and that's probably why I'm always tired, because that's just, side effect from having low vitamin D. So, get creative. Get creative with your vitamins, patches, meltaways. I have the chewable berry meltaways. If you like liquids, take liquids. Pills are pretty good too. I've heard though, and through my research, that they don't absorb as well as like the melts or the chews or liquid. Honestly, as far as vitamins go, it ranks liquid, and then melts, and then chewables, and then probably pills. Pills, obviously, if that's what works for you in the morning, that's fine. But for me personally, one, I'm not great at taking pills, and two, I'm not great at taking pills. I don't have another reason. So I just knew going into this that was something that I was not going to work for me. And so that's why I really prefer the melts. Now, they don't always taste the greatest, so that sucks. But I'm able to at least tolerate enough to be able to take it. So, yeah. So I think that's going to be all for this video. Thank you. I just want to say really quickly, thank you guys so much for all the love and support and the comments and the likes and the shares, and on Instagram as well. If you're not following me already on Instagram, please do so. My Instagram handle is Lady Diabetes. I know it's silly, but just roll with it. So go ahead and follow me on there because I do a lot more updates. I'm getting better about taking pictures, and there's pictures of my cat. Oh, and that reminds me, I have a surprise for you guys probably in the next video. So make sure, if you have not already, you're going to like, subscribe, and share, and comment down below videos that you would like to see, things that you would like me to talk about, and I will catch you guys all in the next one.